Let me give you a little update. Some of you probably seen in the paper some of the articles about our transmission line, but I just want to kind of give you an update of right now. Our transmission line between Grand Gulf and Baxter Wilson's has been one of our major concerns. That ties those two plants together. That's the 500,000 volt line that we have, a large steel structure you see along the road there. And that's been a major concern because usually you try to keep about a 26-foot clearance on those lines. We've had about 13 feet. That is dangerous, very dangerous. So we had to take thing of looking at those lines every day. Some of you probably heard of us using a helicopter. We've looked at it 3 times a day. We've flown in the helicopter. Also, the governor has issued a proclamation not to have any boaters out there, and the reason for that is if you've only got a 16-foot clearance on a 500,000-foot line, and you have a 6-foot man standing in a boat, then you only got about 10 foot of clearance on a 500,000 volt line, and that can be disastrous. That line will arc. So that's why we've kind of been watching those lines very closely. Do have good news. We did, as of today, it looks like one of our 115 lines that also ties the substation to Fort Gibson with the Vicksburg substation. We were real concerned about it, but it looks like it is out of harm's way. It looks like the water's dropped, so that one looks to be in good shape. I do want to say that safety is our primary concern, both of the public and our employees. As the water goes down, let me explain something. Be very careful, because a lot of times, even when you think a line is de-energized, you may have a man 2 miles down the road or a family that has a house that's on stilts, and he's plugged his generator in, and it's back feeding through our lines. Now you got a line that you thought was de-energized, got 8,000 volts on it. And you don't want somebody in there with a boat or walking around with that kind of situation. So treat all these lines as though they were energized. That's what I tell everybody. Also, if you've got a house that's been in the water, especially if the house is 50 years old, I would suggest that you get an electrician, somebody to look at it, because those houses usually have wiring that has the old paper insulation on them. When that gets wet, and then you got a sheetrock that's wet, and then you got insulation on top of that, it can be a very hazardous condition. That means that you can just touch that wall and get electrocuted. So I'm telling you, please, please, have somebody to look at your house and inspect it to make sure that the wiring is okay, because you just don't know what the situation could be out there. If you got any questions, our office on Highway 61 North is open from 8 to 4. Come up there and ask us anything. I'll be glad to answer any questions when we get to the question period.